Please welcome to the stage Rocky Mountain Southwest Chapter 2nd Vice President, Jennifer Dawn.
Our next honoree has been helping Arizonans wake up with a laugh, a pep in their step, and a little more informed every day. And now I want to introduce you to Fox 10 Arizona Mornings, Rick DAmico.
Hi, I'm Andrea Robinson. Over the last 16 years, we've had a number of co-hosts here on Fox 10 Arizona Morning, but I'm his favorite. The one constant that has never changed, my co-anchor, Rick DAmico.
Rick's Emmy Award-winning broadcast career spans more than 50 years. While serving in the United States Air Force, Rick landed his first radio job as a DJ in Albany, Georgia. After leaving the military, he worked at a number of radio stations in Ohio and Michigan. After 19 years in radio, Rick turned to television because of something his boss told him. "You're fired." Rick applied for a TV weather forecaster position. After he was hired, he went straight to the library to check out a book on meteorology.
News Center 10 at 6 with Rick DAmico Weather.
In 1987, after several years as a weathercaster who was tired of Midwest winters, he landed a job as a TV weatherman at KSAZ in Phoenix. He completed his meteorology education from Mississippi State University and was recruited by CBS News as the fill-in weatherman on the CBS Morning News and CBS This Morning.
Rick DAmico of KTSP-TV in Phoenix is here with the weather this morning.
Thank you, Robert, and good morning. Let's start off with the positive news.
Over the years, Rick was promoted to news anchor. He also served as editor of business and economic news. Highlights of his career include interviewing President Ronald Reagan, following President Bill Clinton to Los Alamos, New Mexico, and anchoring live from Ground Zero after the September 11th attacks.
Security is tightened down like a drum here in Manhattan with all the events going on.
Rick also followed the Arizona Diamondbacks to Yankee Stadium and anchored the morning show during the World Series.
Good morning, everybody. It's 6:30 exactly.
Rick has an enthusiasm for news and events that is contagious. He's a leader in the newsroom and constantly evolving. Rick was one of the first people in the Fox 10 newsroom to embrace social media. Thousands of people followed Rick as he live tweeted his twin sons' ASU commencement ceremony, the same ceremony that featured President Obama as the featured speaker. Rick may not have been around when Marconi invented the radio, but he witnessed amazing changes in broadcast journalism that few can match. From AM radio to TV news shot on film. From the first use of videotape to the high-definition digital age, Rick has experienced it all. And his fans have been there with him every step of the way, sometimes laughing, sometimes crying.
The emotional speech made by Rodney King today.
But always informed and entertained. Rick DAmico is living proof that good journalism and good television can make our world a better place.
I just saw my whole speech right there. That was the whole thing, all the punchlines and everything. Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank this lady over here, Jen Dawn. Jen is, as you know, on the Board of Governors here of Natus. She's also the producer of this entire program tonight, and she's a wonderful person. She deserves a round of applause. She wanted me to tell you that tonight's program is being broadcast live on the internet, the website provided by Kathleen Sebelius in the Affordable Health Care Act. So if you want to check that out, good luck. I also want to take this opportunity to thank Natus. This is a really deep felt honor, and I am really honored. And I want to congratulate our Golden Circle Award winner tonight. I told him when I was up here earlier, I said 25 more years and I'll be up here with the gold, you know. And also our other Silver Circle inductees tonight. I am honored deeply to be among you. Well, here we are, the Silver Circle, Lifetime Achievement. What an elegant way to say, Rick, let's wrap it up, you know? It's time to go. When I came downstairs tonight with my new tuxedo, my 8-year-old granddaughter said, "Hey, Papa, where are you going?" And I said, I'm going to the Emmys to get my Silver Circle Award. And she said, "Is that because you have silver hair?" And I don't know what happened. About 27 years ago, I hired an agent, and his name is Saul. And Saul got me the job here. Not long after that, Saul went to prison. And I'm not making that up. You know, and then you come to work and you work every day and you're having a good time, and suddenly you look up and you look around and you're the old guy in the newsroom and everybody else looks like they're planning the senior prom. I mean, how did this happen so fast? My last birthday, I was 69 years old. Ruth and I went out to dinner. Ruth's here tonight, my wife, and we went to a restaurant, ordered a bottle of wine, and I poured her a glass and I poured a glass for myself, and I took a sip and looked deep into her eyes. And I said, you know, and I saw the sincerity for so many years of marriage. And I said softly, "I don't look 69, do I?" And she said, "No, but you used to." And then she said, "Think of the benefits of being 69 years old and getting old." I said, "What could that be?" She thought about it for a second and she said, "Well, when you get old and senile, you get to hide your own Easter egg." I didn't get that one either. She did right away. Listen, I'm just a blue-collar guy from a factory town in Ohio, and my father worked in a factory, the third shift, and he died when I was 12 years old. I was raised by a single parent back when, you know, being raised by a single parent wasn't cool. And all I can remember since I was a little kid, I used to get on my hands and knees and pray to be in this business. I just loved this business and wanted to be in it. And I spent the first 19 years of my career in radio. And the youngsters coming into business today always ask me, how and why did you leave your job in radio to get into TV? And just like I said earlier, I tell the truth. My last job in radio, I couldn't work there after what they said to me, and that's "you're fired." However, that had happened about 14 times, you know, in other jobs, so it wasn't a big deal to me. But by some miracle that afternoon, I landed a job as a TV weatherman at the NBC affiliate in Lansing, Michigan. And I was scared to death, you know. I didn't know anything about weather. I still don't know anything about weather, you know. And then after that, Saul got me the job here. A couple years later, got me the job here, and I'm sending Saul's commission checks to a state penitentiary in Illinois. I mean, it was just crazy. And I wish you could have been with me 27 years ago when I walked into that Channel 10 newsroom. Man, that newsroom was nothing like it is today. You know, we didn't have computers or anything like that. We had one computer in the whole building. That was for weather graphics, and we shared that with the art department. There were no computers on our desk. There were typewriters, and we typed the news on pieces of paper that had 4 or 5 carbon copies on them. And, you know, you make a mistake and you exit out, and then the anchor reads all these X's coming up in the teleprompter. They hated us. And then we had teletype machines clacking all day long with, you know, wire service copy, and you rip it off and put it on a nail on the wall. And when I was writing, I had to write 24-hour news update, and I went to the nails on the wall, and the nails were empty. No wire copy on the nails means no news. So I went in the newsroom. I said, "Does anybody have the national news?" And a reporter or a producer raised her hand. She said, "I got it." And I said, "I need that. I have to write the hourly update." And she said, "Well, give it back. I'm doing the 5 o'clock news." We used to fight over paper back in those days. But today, you know, we have Twitter and Facebook and the internet and cable news, and we got iPads and iPods. And, you know, we're shooting livers on iPads right now anywhere in the world without a truck. We have more local news programming on local television than we ever dreamed of 27 years ago. But, you know, after all this, all through time, there are 3 things that I think make what we do for a living really super fantastic. And one is we're doing what we love to do. Isn't that great? And isn't it great to work with people who love what they're doing? I mean, that's a blessing, really. You know, I happened to catch, just by accident, I watched John Chancellor on his last night on NBC News. John Chancellor, 41-year career in journalism. Most of his time working for NBC. He anchored the NBC Evening News. Later, he was a commentator on the NBC Evening News with Tom Brokaw. Traveled around the world, met heads of state, witnessed news in the making, and he talked about all his time as a journalist in television news. And he said, I'm going to tell you a little secret I've never told anybody. I would have done it all for free. Isn't that something? Aren't we crazy? We do it all for free? Me too. Listen, my boss is in here, and if you see him, don't tell him that. But, yeah. The second thing, and I don't know if a lot of us think about this, but the second thing about our business, which is really great, is we work in the only profession in the United States that's protected by the Constitution. Man, that's pretty lofty responsibility. I'm so thankful for that. And here's a third thing that will always remain constant. When you look back on your life and your career, it's the memories of the people whom you worked with that you'll cherish forever. You know, my brother-in-law Billy's in banking down in Columbus, Ohio, and he retired 2 years ago, and I called him the other day, and I said, Bill, do you miss work? And he said, no, but I sure miss the people. You know, I've been fortunate and blessed to work with the finest, the brightest, the friendliest, the most talented people that you'll find anywhere in our business. And I'm so blessed and I'm so thankful to them. I just love our associate producers, our executive producers. Every time a new producer starts there, you know, I always say, hey, without you, I'm a mime. You know, I couldn't do this without you. And I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful to our news management. These people are so good and so talented and so motivating. They actually motivated me to make me think that I could be more than what I thought I could be. And as far as the people on the air are concerned on our morning show, we really are a family and we really do love each other, and I'm so thankful to them because they make my job more like play than work. And a lot of people, a lot of the older people say, hey, you guys, you're not that friendly off the air. You remember Reasoner and, you know, that he didn't get along with Connie Chung, or was that Dan Rather or whatever. And yeah, we really are. We really are close on our morning. We're really friendly. The other night I was stumped on an interview. I didn't know exactly who I was interviewing. I was preparing for the following day. So I called Andrea Robinson, my co-host. And I called her at night. And I said, Andrea, this is Rick. And she said, how'd you get this number? No, it's not true. Andrea, I call her my work wife. To work with her is a joy. She, you know, when I'm zigging, she's zagging. She completes my sentences. She's a joy. And I thank you, Andrea, so much. And last but not least, my wife. You know, when Ruth and I were approaching 45 years of marriage, and in our first 18 years of marriage, I had 15 different jobs. I couldn't work at those stations after what they said to me. And she stuck with me through that whole thing, and she's sticking with me now, and I think she's thinking someday this guy's going to make it, you know. Thank you, Ruth. I love you. Thank you for helping me be semi-sane. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
And we're going to stay and hand out some more awards.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
So I want you to read this.
Okay.